Hi, parents, and welcome to Spring Back to School Night. My name's Trisha Sulian, and I have your students for Fundamentals of Math 3. So, just kind of a little background on the class. One of the things that we found many years ago, when we called it Algebra 2, but now Fundamentals, or excuse me, Math 3, we were finding that it's such a huge jump from geometry, Math 2 is all the same, that a lot of kids were either dropping or earning D's and F's. And these were bright kids that were good workers who cared about their grades. So we developed this course as kind of a little bridge to help them clean up any little issues that they had, and mostly true with C students. So we found that if a student has earned a C in either semester of Math 1 or Math 2, that's an indication that Math 3 might be very difficult for them. So, my job is to go through some of the most important topics in those two classes and make sure that the students are comfortable, that they get it, that they, feel good about it. It's my absolute number one favorite class to teach, and I've told the kids that. The kids are a joy. What I have found is when they have the opportunity to go back and revisit some topics that were difficult for them, and now they're a little bit older and their frontal lobe is a little bit bigger, they feel really good about it. They feel good that I get it. So it's pretty fun class to teach when I have students that are engaged, and so far that seems to be what I have. Um, so hopefully your child is telling you that they're feeling good about their math class, that they get it, and they kind of get their self-esteem back in math. So it's a nice class. Usually these kids go on to be the top students in Math 3, and they usually go on to pre-calculus. So that's kind of my goal for the year. So if you ever hear that your student is I don't know, I hope they're not failing, but not having success in the course, I would love for you to contact me. But even more important is have your child contact me. So one of the things that I ask them every day is to have their cameras on. And it's very popular to not have cameras on. And because that way I can see them, I can see those little expressions that tell me when they don't get something. Um, and I know that I should slow down or I should go back and revisit that. Now, normally when I have this class in a classroom, um, it's just a bunch of really nice kids that support each other. They're usually very comfortable asking questions. And I know that's very different online. So I've encouraged them to please ask questions, put questions in the chat. Um, if you're having, any type of difficulty, stay on after class. So I try to end about 10 minutes to 15 minutes early so that kids that are done, everything's good, they go get ready for their next class. If a kid needs 5-minute explanation, they can stay on the line. They're not going to be late for their next class, and we can clear things up that way. I also have office hours on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm pretty flexible. I have it on my website here that it's from 1 to 2, but I'm pretty flexible with that. So the kids can either email me, um, they could call, but I would say email would be better. Or if they stay on the line after class, we can set up an appointment then. And that's another thing that I really encourage them to do, that sometimes they're really shy and they know me through a computer, which is just so not great. But when they come in for office hours, um, I get a chance to talk with them one on one. It's more casual. It's so nice for me to get to know them. And so we can usually clear up something that they might have thought was a big deal in 10 minutes. So if they tell you that they're having a little bit of trouble, please tell them to come in and talk with me. So on this page, you'll see the syllabus here. And so at some point, I'd like you to go through Read that with your child, go over it. It's a little bit long, but let me know if you have any questions about that. Um, I think the main thing that I want you to be aware of um, is how your child submits their work. So on Canvas, it's a little bit different than maybe some other classes because they need to take a picture of their work. So most kids use a smartphone. They can use their Chromebook to do that. And they upload that picture through Canvas. Now, sometimes kids will tell me that they couldn't submit. Um, that is really rare. Okay, so I want you to know that if your child is telling you that they're constantly having submission errors, um, have them come in and I will work with them and see if we can figure out what's going on. But if they, for some reason, cannot submit something, they've been instructed that they should just email it to me by the due date so that they don't lose any points. Okay, so that's always the alternative. Um, Other things that they are responsible for is that they need to check their submission. So when they submit, they might get a notification that says your submission was successful, and they think, great, I'm going to go on my merry way. But they need to do one more step. They got to push the button and see what they submitted. Um, and that way, if there was an error, they submitted the wrong assignment by mistake, they can fix that. So that's something that is on them, that they have to check their submissions. They have to make sure that it's there. They have to make sure that it's what they wanted to submit and that it's there by the due date. Okay. If they can't get it in, they're going to email it to me by the due date. Okay, so if you have questions, feel free to email me, and hopefully, I'll get to meet some of you guys this spring. It would be nice if we can get back in class. And just so that I'm aware that this online platform is very difficult for some kids, and that math for me is number two. Your child's well-being is number one. So please reach out and let me know if you're seeing any unusual behaviors, and I'll try to do the same. But I'm hoping that they're happy, that they feel good, and that they start to really like math again. Okay, so hopefully I'll meet you this spring. Bye-bye.